Okay, guys and girls, I've got four skill codes for you, and they all revolve around multiplying and dividing integers. Okay, so when we talk about integers, remember we're talking about negatives and positive numbers. So I have for multiplication, the first scenario is if I have a negative number times another negative number. Well, I do the math 10 times 6, which is 60. And because they are both negative, I end up with a positive 60. Think about the subtraction. You're really taking away six groups of negatives. So that's a positive in your favor when you take away a negative. Okay. Now, when you have a negative times a positive, you end up with a negative because just like this is taking away a negative, this is adding a negative. So 8 times 12 is 96. Since I have one negative and one positive, it's automatically a negative. Okay. Now, the division rules are exactly like it. These codes are on your paper 31003, 31003. This is 13. Okay. Now, with division, I also keep the same line of thinking. A negative divided by a negative gets me a positive. So 48 divided by 3 is 16. They're both negative, so it's a positive 16. 35 divided by positive 5, negative divided by a positive, just like up here, I get a negative. So that answer would be 7. But then I have to say, oh, one negative, no negative, it's negative 7. A little note to remember when you're multiplying numbers together, negatives and positives, even number of negatives, you're going to have a positive answer. Odd number of negatives, one negative here, you're going to have a negative answer. For instance, if I had a multiplication problem that said negative 3 times negative 7 times 2, I have two negatives. That's an even number. 3 times 7 is 21. 21 times 2 is 42. I have two negatives. That's an even number, so I have a positive 42. And the same would be true if I made this a negative 2. Now I've got three negatives. It would really be a negative 42. Okay, so that is multiplying and dividing integers. Real simple rules. Negative times a negative, answer is positive. Positive times a, or negative times a positive, answer is a negative. Negative divided by a negative, positive answer. Negative divided by a positive, or this could also be positive divided by a negative. I get a negative answer. Anytime you have two different signs here, you always get a negative answer. Okay, for any questions, please email.